All right, let's get busy. You know how I do. Thank goodness it's Friday. Stay in here. Usually I like wearing black when I wear these thermal, but because of I don't like the way the contrast shows. But it's all good. I'm not here for any type of fashion statement. On the last workout, which was arms, focusing on triceps with dips. So now I tend to use dips for like chest, really, chest and shoulders more than triceps. Because triceps, it's kind of like a strong area for me. So I lean forward for chest and shoulders. So when I'm here, I can do pull-ups, dips, and some Roman chair work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just wait till he's done, because I seen him waiting, and I didn't want to be a hog when someone's waiting. So it's important to be courteous and aware of what's going on. So we'll be here, get some. 1, 2, 3, straight leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every day is like that's all right. So just thank goodness it's Friday. There's no correlation where because it's Friday, I do miscellaneous stuff. No, that's not the case. I'm just doing miscellaneous stuff because it lined up that way today. So it's what I call in between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to be paying attention to people around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Actually got a whole good setting around the world. So, twins, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday, by the way. So I'll probably do like one more set here and then keep it moving. I want to do some push-ups and I want to do some handstands. I'm not talking about just handstands, but handstand push-ups. And so we'll get those in after this. Last set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like there's a few people waiting, so I'll wait. I'll just let them get theirs, and then come back on, because it's good courtesy and etiquette to be aware of what people are doing. Looks like no one's using it, so we get right back on. No time to waste. Roman chair, straight leg. It's like L sit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whew. Yeah, that's good. We'll do some push-ups and handstands now. Looks like it's pretty crowded here, so how's that? Try not to mind the bounciness when it's on live, especially in vertical. You don't get like stabilization when walking, so it's like it bounces around all crazy. Okay. So let me see. I'm just trying to find a place where I can do my push-ups and handstands. Maybe here. This is kind of like quiet, maybe? Okay. Little quiet corner, not bothering anyone. I'm just gonna move this out the way a little bit, just so I feel a little bit more like, because this is a very tight space. So you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Okay, pardon my back, by the way. You see me? All right, let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Right to push-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Ooh. Definitely warm outside. I think the temperature's about to drop. I did call it well in advance because I pay attention to the weather. It was going to be warm this week. I'm in Yonkers, New York. I look around the country and I see different states, parts of Texas, southern Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Carolinas, Mississippi, Southern California, and Hawaii. And I pay attention to the temperatures. It's been exceptionally mild, if not kind of hot, during these winter months, you know. And out here in the Northeast, New England, the Northeast, it's been exceptionally cold. So it's the exact opposite, you know. So this week was a welcome reprieve where it's been kind of brutal for weeks. So let's get to the next set. Arm my back again. Finish. I'm only gonna do 2 sets here, so it's all good. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that's tough. My body's definitely warmed. I tend to use calisthenics as a warm-up, regardless of what is being trained in the gym. So, do a little bit more here, push-ups, and then pretty good. I tend to do push-ups and calisthenics, squats, lunges, calf raises, etc. like more than once a day, you know, which is awesome because whenever I come here to the gym and I hit weights with resistance, I can get decent results without having to go crazy here with resistance and pushing and pulling weight, you know? So it's the benefit of doing calisthenics, in my humble opinion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12, 11, 10. That's good. That's why I tend to say keep the frequency up, and which is basically volume and decent intensity. That's how I was able to get my resting heart rate to be really low, you know? Like, I don't have too much body fat on me. I mean, I could lose a little bit more body fat, you know? Don't get me wrong, but without being like rail thin, I was able to get my resting heart rate down into the 40s, you know? And when I'm really relaxed, it goes into the 30s. And when I'm super conditioned and trained, where I'm like as thin as is kind of, you know, I guess the border of being healthy, because under that would be like you're kind of too thin, but I'm really conditioned and well trained, especially in a cardiovascular way, meaning aerobically, then my resting heart rate can go down into the 30s. And when I'm extremely relaxed, it can go down into the 20s, which, you know, I understand. Like if you're a physician, if you're a nurse, you see those kind of numbers because you're so used to seeing, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s. If you see a 20, because, you know, the AC is on and like everything is so boring in a hospital, and then they, you know, take your pulse and it reads in the 20s and 30s, it's got to be shocking. But let's keep it moving. Okay, we got all the calisthenics out the way. What I like to do is I like to do on a, you know, a day that involves miscellaneous stuff. I like to do exactly that, which is miscellaneous stuff, you know? Just get this right. Oh, this guy's done here, so that works. Okay, let's get it. So, part of miscellaneous is definitely doing glutes. Gotta hit glutes, you know? I always say, like, if you're a man and you're not doing glutes, like, do you even lift? You know? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? I'll do a few sets of glutes here. Glutes are important to work because you want a solid posterior chain. I'm gonna do some hamstring work as well. I'll do standing calf raises. I'll do seated calf raises. I'll do some forearms. I did all the calisthenics necessary. And then I may do some muscle ups as well as doing some handstand work. And that's it. Miscellaneous in betweens. Got it done, you know? And I'm not gonna front. I was feeling like a little cozy, like I didn't want to come here and like I wanted to just relax, but it doesn't ever fail, you know? Whenever you come here get your workout in and accomplished, afterwards, you always feel amazing. Whew. After this, we take a trip to Whole Foods and get some things I have to get, you know, and then get some macros in. Because I just posted right before this, and like I haven't fasted in quite some time, and I'm still maintaining decent body definition. So that's a good sign. And it does feel like my lean muscle mass is going up. I'm not going to say significantly because I'm taking it slow, but it's a good thing. I haven't been fasting and my definition is not bad, so it's a good thing. All right, second set, second to last, let's get it. We'll do one more set here, and then we'll keep it moving. Friday morning over here, Eastern Standard Time. You know, the Supreme Court decision on tariffs should be coming out any minute. You know, Poly Market saying the favors aren't on the odds of, you know, tariffs getting shut down. So I don't exactly know what's going to happen, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Hey, welcome. Greetings. Hope everything is well. Got one more set here, and let's go. Also, I don't know if it's PPI or CPI data gets released right around now. So, two things. And then the other one, whichever the other one is, could be CPI, probably gets released either next week or the week after. And then for all the people in the digital markets, the Clarity Bill is supposed to at least get a hearing on Thursday. So less than a week from now. Let's see how that pans out, you know. Last set here. because I think it already passed the Senate and it has to pass the House. I could be confusing which branch it already passed in, but it still has to go through one more branch before going to the president's desk. So that's how that works. Let's get it. All right, let's get some calves in, which is always good. Excuse the shakiness. If the calves are being used, then I'll just do, she's using prone. See, that's prone right there. I could just use seated. I don't know if he's gonna use it. Using this right here? All right, thank you. So I'll just do calves in the meantime because they are both using hamstrings. Like I said, you know, doing work for posterior is extremely important. You know, you want to make sure you hit posterior. I think I need a lint brush. I think I also have one in the vehicle, so I'm gonna use that as soon as I'm done here. Unsightly is my beard right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is a modified seated calf exercise because it's specifically a straight leg calf extension. I modify it for soleus work or seated by bending my knee, by bringing the height all the way down as if I was like, I don't know, 5 feet tall. So that excessive kind of like compression of the unnecessary lowering of height for my height gives me the ability to modify this from straight leg calf extension for gas drop work to bent knee for soleus. In case anyone was wondering, like, oh, in my gym they don't have a seated calf machine. Well, you can make one. You can even do it on leg press, you know, where the platform is in front of you. You put your legs there, just squish yourself to like a height that is like lower than your height. And then you could just do calf raises with your knee bent to hit the soleus near the ankle. Okay? That's how you modify it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna do one more set here, and then I'll go right to standing calves. Because this girl right to my right has just grabbed the prone, and this dude who was actually leaning against this machine is now leaning against the seated leg. If he's just leaning, you're like, listen, my guy, I gotta use that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's leaving. 9, 10, 11, 12. No, actually, he's using it. So the prone and the seated are both being used. That's all right. I'm still gonna do a few sets of regular standing for gas drop work. So by the time I'm done with this, she started before him. So maybe because last time I did hamstrings, I used the seated. This time, I'll probably use the prone. All right, straight leg for gas drops now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I always say that I do calf raises at least once a day, every day, off the ledge. And I work the bottom for that stretch. 'Cause I'm not even focusing on the top too much. Because I would think, anecdotally speaking, whenever I work the top, I kind of get like the deep cuts and separation in the middle. But when you work the bottom and you work that stretch, you kind of get more of like a nice development towards where the gastrocs kind of connect to the soleus, you know? So I would rather have that than get the separation. If I wanted to and I wanted to split it a little bit more, yeah, I could do that. But I'm more interested in like lower mass, you know? So, one. I'll work on the stretch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, she just finished 10. 11. I'll do one more set here, 12. So what I mean by doing the bottom is like I'll go down off the ledge where I'll get a stretch. And then when I come up, I go right to about starting point. So I don't go over starting. I just go down, stretch, up, midway, which is actually the starting point. That's it. Nice and simple. Work that like bottom part of the gastroc. That's all she wrote. All right, last set here. Then we'll go right to some more hamstring work. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And like I said, I do calves every day. So it's always a blessing when you get to do calves with, oops, there it goes. When you get to do calves with resistance. Definition still decent. All right, let's go here. We're gonna do some posterior work. Wow, this is still light. Go a little heavier. Get my beard out the way. Okay, that's pretty decent. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, it feels awesome. It feels awesome when, like I said, when you don't really feel like working out, but then you muster up the energy to just show up, because this translates, at least this ethos, to everything. It's not just here in the gym. Because there are a lot of things as far as just regular decisions on a daily basis where you feel like you don't really want to do certain things because it's more choice than anything. And you're not kind of like, you don't have that mentality where I have to do this. No, it's a choice, right? So if you don't want to do something and you have the choice to either say yes or no internally, and you still make the decision and say yes, that's the ethos right there. It's almost always going to end positively as a result. So I feel great that I know I wanted to kind of relax. I didn't want to show up, but I showed up. It feels amazing. And that's motivation for the next time I'm here. Remember what happened last time where you didn't want to work out, but you came and you felt amazing and awesome afterwards? You use that as motivation for next time, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I focus on posterior because the same way I do calves, I do seateds, I do hamstrings, and I do glutes. It's like you want to have that symmetry You want your aesthetics to be like all around, where there aren't lagging parts, and not just aesthetics, but as far as just muscular balance, right? Because if you have imbalances, then you'll be more prone to injuries in weird places. And you don't want to catch a hernia, right? You want to have like almost near invincibility because you strengthen your body from all angles. So it's like you have a cloak of invincibility, right? If this is some sort of a video game, but it's real life, that's kind of how it goes. All right, here we go. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, let's finish with some form work, and then after the forms, we'll do some handstands, and then after the handstands, we'll do some muscle ups. Okay? So that's really it. Do forms right now. See where I don't know if someone's using this or not, but all right. I'm gonna go really light here. Try and get some let me see how this feels. Okay, I'll take it. I'll use it. I don't know if someone's here. There are a couple 60s here, but I'm just gonna use it in the meantime. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knock 2 out at the same time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, here we go. I'll get to you in a second, as long as you're not trolling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I could also do some trap work. That would be good. Hey, Mr. Pugh, how's it going? Yeah, I got you. I got you. In all honesty, so when it comes to that area, it's tricky because that's a genetic thing, right? So depending on your genes, if that's a problematic area of stubborn storage, it's not an area like that you're gonna like. I don't care what anyone says, and what I'm saying is not like the rule to follow, because I'm just a person on the internet like anyone else, right? But from my own anecdotal experience, because I've been doing this for over 30 years, right? And I'm a personal trainer as well with certifications. Not that that really means anything, but you're not really gonna get much from working that out. That's not how you do it, you know? You have to get lean through how you eat. This is something that's affected by your nutrition. And you can't spot reduce at all, because when you lose, if your arms are a nice size, or your legs are a nice size, or your chest is a nice size, and you start losing because you want to get rid of the storage in that stubborn area, then guess what? Your arms are going to get smaller, your legs are going to get smaller. So you have to find that balance. Now, if you want to do certain certain exercises, yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you some exercises that kind of target that area. So, for example, right? So you can get on a cable machine. How you doing? Using this right here? Okay. I just want to demonstrate something. I don't want to use it. About 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just demonstrating something quickly. I'm not even using it. So you take this, right? And if this was up there, you take it and you use a certain angle and you find how it targets that certain area. Then you switch to the other side and you make that mind muscle connection to target that area, right? So that's one. Appreciate it, bro. Another one would be where, like, check this out. I'll get to you in a second, right? That's one exercise. This is another one, right? Where you can be on the edge of a platform, wherever it is, and then you kind of go off the platform, and then when you come up, you squeeze. You make that mind muscle connection. Squeeze. This is a very good one. Squeeze. Now, the issue, like I said, just because you target those areas, that doesn't mean it's going to shrink, you know? Like I said, you can't spot reduce an area. You can spot gain an area. You can't spot reduce. So with that being said, if anything, you're just going to strengthen the area. And if you start using weights, like if you start doing these side to side with dumbbells, or you use anything, like it could be deadlifts, it could be anything, you're going to probably increase the size of your waist. So now you have the fat in that area and your waist is getting larger, which you don't want. So, like I said, the only way to do that is by your nutrition. Like you have to play a delicate balance when it comes to your saturated fat, your sugar intake, and your total net carbs. And you have to play the balance of what you need versus what's excessive. The only other way to kind of almost spot reduce, again, there's no spot reduction, right? But if we know something that is the best form of potentially somewhat spot reducing, especially in that area, the only thing we know at this point, and me anecdotally speaking from my 30 plus years of wisdom, is fasting. That's the only way. And then the rest is from nutrition. I just mentioned saturated fat, sugar grams, and total net carbs, and then fasting. If you do any of these exercises, it's not really going to do much, right? Yeah, you might get some more definition in certain areas, and then depending, if you use too much resistance, your waist is just going to expand, which you don't want. All right, let me see what you wrote here, by the way. I'm buff, but I just guy love hanging. I can literally imagine it, right? And yeah, so it's definitely, if you're eating a lot and you're big, but you have love handles, that means your body fat percentage is high. And not only that, but if you're getting hungry like that, that means you're probably not just eating excessively, but you're eating certain meals where your blood sugar levels are spiking up high because they're probably carb, sugar, and high glycemic load meals. So you got to figure out ways to where you can eat a much smaller meal and you're getting everything you need. Right? I don't know what your height is and your weight, but if you tell me what your height and weight is, I can tell you exactly the range where you should be on the low end and on, like, in my opinion, the max end. Just tell me your height and then tell me your weight. I'll tell you exactly where your range should be. And I can do it like instantly, like I'm a damn, human calculator. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully that was a little helpful for you, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Believe me, I know from experience too. Like, I've gained over 100 pounds, and I've lost over 100 pounds. You know, 5'10", 250? Bro, come on now. Bro, at your height, 250 is OD. All you have to do is look at Mike Tyson in his prime, right? I know that's an extreme example, but he was around your height. And like when he started, when he was nice and, quick and athletic looking, when he was in the amateurs, he was like 5'10", 5'11". I think they were just boosting his height like they do with many athletes. But let's just say he was 5'10", right? He was anywhere between 185 to 205. So you're like 50, 60, 70 pounds heavier than that. And dude was not small at 5'10" and 190, you know? So yeah, he went up to 205, 215, even 225, which is unnecessary because in his prime, he was like, and obviously he's a boxer, right? Not really a bodybuilder, but he had a physique of someone who was exceptionally, defined and muscular with plenty of mass, right? So at 5'10", we're talking about 200 is good. Like you don't even need, and in my humble opinion, that's exceptional. But in my humble opinion, yeah, I would say no bigger than, in my humble opinion, naturally, no bigger than 195. I would say 192 is perfect on the high extreme level. 192 for your height, 5'10". Now, if you want to go down to like a shredded, like really lean weight, it's significantly less. It would be closer to 172. So I would say your range, and I just did, like I said, like a calculator, between 172 to 192 for your height is perfect. So you being 250, there's no, it's come on now. Like I said, Mr. Pugh, it's just ridiculous. Like I'm not trying to like, poke at you, but 250 is excessive, you know? You do what you got to do in life, but if you want to be like shredded, because clearly you have the same thing most of us men have in our heads where we have to be so, like mass monsters, right? But it's not quality lean muscle mass. So we're all fooling ourselves when we think that's it, because 250 is ridiculous. 172 to 192 is exceptional. I'm pretty sure you would want to be on the high end of that. So I would say no heavier than 205. But if it was left up to me, I would say no heavier than 192 to 197. Like you shouldn't even be 200 in my humble opinion, you know? Bro, you just told me nothing else is fat but your stomach. Okay. Honestly, if I just wanted, I've done this before, right? Like I said, 30 plus years, right? I have been ridiculously strong. Ask me any stat here in the gym, I'll tell you. And I have been ridiculously massive. My wrists, my fingers get bigger, my everything, right? My neck gets huge, and I had a gut. So, I mean, like, really, what's the point? If you're that strong and that buff, but you have a gut, you know? And then a lot of people will just use the cop out and say, "Well, I'm not trying to have a six pack anyway." Okay, so then where's the insecurity coming from? Like, come on, let's be honest with ourselves. It's the fact that that's just genetically you have too much that your body is processing and putting into storage because there's too much consumption going on. You have to go back to the drawing board and kind of mold and shape to where you can get that stomach down, retain as much lean muscle mass as possible, and you got to do a recomposition, you know? And the recomp requires a changing of your mindset, you know? Because like I said, 250 is OD for your height. That's just my opinion. And again, I'm not trying to attack you at all. I'm just telling you from, my own experience and what I know. 250 is OD, brother. two, three. And I'll tell you another thing. When you can get the whole mass monster thing out of your head and be totally content with yourself, is when you then become totally free. It's a major level up in life, especially as a man. When you can let that go. I'm not saying, don't shoot for like quality lean muscle mass and do it over a nice gradual time period. But when you have, look, I could put on, if I wanted to, I could put on 75 pounds in weeks. And I'm like, I'll get brolic, but then I'll have a gut. So then what's like, what are we talking about here? So, yeah, I mean, if you're a manly man, that's awesome. Good for you, you know? I'm not exactly sure why you're saying you're a manly man, but, you should feel that way. But yeah, that is my opinion. I think 250 at 5'10" is extremely excessive, you know? Honestly, I'm not trying to attack anyone, but you could be 5'10", 250 pounds and just sloppy. Or you could be 5'10", 250 pounds and you can push a lot of weight and you're relatively jacked everywhere except your gut, and you're always going to feel something about, like, you look good in certain clothes, but when you take your clothes off, that gut is always going to be there. It's obviously why you asked about the gut to begin with, and I gave you my humble breakdown of that. Like, a recomposition is necessary, and honestly, to do it naturally, I don't know how you could be 200. Like, if you're looking at dudes that are on the stage like Mr. Olympia, you're looking at the wrong people as motivation. Like, you're looking at guys that are blasting themselves crazily. Not only does that cost a lot of money, but there's a lot that you're putting your body and your heart through, right? So if you're trying to compare yourself to those dudes, like, if you're natural, I cannot see any which way where you'd be 250 pounds, lean muscle mass, without a gut at your height. I just can't see it, unless you're some sort of genetic freak that's so rare. I can't see it. All right. I'm going to do a couple of sets of upright rows and a couple of sets of reverse curls. And then we'll finish with handstands and muscle ups. This right here is like extremely lightweight. So extremely lightweight, but it's all good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Constant stimulation. 6, 7. Not annihilation. Reverse curls for forearms. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop. I can actually still use some dumbbells here. Let's do some quick hammer work. 2, 8. Yeah, we're almost done. Okay. I don't even remember when I said that, Mr. Pugh, as far as people make excuses. Yeah, the excuse, maybe from what I remember, is when guys say, when you tell them the real, you tell them straight up what it is, and you tell them like, okay, but there's still the question of the gut, and then guys say, well, I'm not trying to get a six pack anyways. Okay, I hear you. That's usually what comes next, because then guys take it personal, you know, they feel like they're being attacked. Well, in actuality, it's like, you feel self-conscious, and I'm speaking from a place of experience myself because I've been there. So when someone tells you straight up what it is, why are you taking it personally? That's what I meant from there. That's not a poke at someone's, masculinity or anything like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go right to some hammers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay, let me put this away. We'll finish with handstands and muscle ups. Done deal. It's all over. I'll do a couple of sets of handstands, and then we'll do a couple sets of handstands, and then we'll do some muscle ups to finish. Okay. Okay. Move this out the way a little bit more. Okay. Here we go. Let's do a couple sets here. It's over. Okay. You gotta hold it, You gotta hold it. Do a few more sets of those. I usually do like towards the end of the workout, like 2, 3, 4 sets of these, just to get to a place where it feels good. So if anyone's ever wondering, like when I post these videos, these little shorts and whatnot sometimes, it's like, yo, how do you do that? Well, I do this all the time when I'm worn out. Do it when at the end of the workout, You do this over and over and over. Eventually you get to a place where it's like, oh, well, I feel like I'm in good control here. So let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Couple more sets. So after this, we'll finish with some muscle ups. Done deal. Okay. I did everything else. So I do one more set here. And then like one set of muscle ups. It's over. These feel good, you know, week after week. I feel like I'm in more and more control. I probably just jinxed it. This next set is probably going to be atrocious, but yeah, feels good. Feels good. All right, last set. Let's get it. Let's get it. What atrociousness. What atrociousness. What atrociousness. Gotta hold it, right? Gotta hold it. Okay. We're gonna do some handstands. Excuse me. We're gonna do some muscle ups. Damn, I hit my foot hard. I moved all that stuff out the way, still managed to hit my foot. Just wait till this guy's done.
You looking for a cable?
No, I'm just trying to do this. Shit. All right, as soon as these guys are done, I can get a set. All right, here we go. Hopefully I'm not in this guy's way too crazily. Yeah, I'm worn out. It's over. It is over. Feel good though, you know? Foam rollers. Feel good. Knocked out a bunch. Another one for the record books. Feels good. Got it all done. Now, I'll take it to Whole Foods. Get some things. Get some things in there, you know? I a few days of relatively warm temperatures. That was good. And now we're going to dip back down into some cold temperatures. So here's what it is. Okay. With that all being said, whew, appreciate every person for checking in, coming through, chiming in, and joining in on the routine for the day. Gotta head to Whole Foods. If you're from Westchester, you know exactly where we're at. Right? You know exactly where we're at. And that's the multiplex right there. You know where we are at. I wish YouTube. I know YouTube is like doing certain things to make the experience over time better and better, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, wish they could find a way to somehow do like, okay, I understand. If I get that backpack that iShowSpeed uses, then I'd be set. Okay, I don't know what type of gimbal he uses or a device like that, but if there was some way that YouTube could like connect your phone's camera to the live stream, where it's not like the live stream is disabling high-end video stabilization and high-end video quality, right? And I'm not 100% sure if that's just a vertical thing or if that also applies to horizontal live streams. But when it comes to vertical live streams, yeah, it does seem like all of that goes out the window. It's like, nope, none of it applies. So anyways, just wanted to check in. Thank goodness it's Friday. In between miscellaneous work today, and another one done. You already know. With that being said, so the next time, you know, it's a regular. Just leaving a public journal here. What it takes, you know. I've been doing this, maybe not in YouTube land, but I've been doing this for a long time. And I've been, for years and years, putting it out there on an everyday basis, like what it took or what it takes. And I've been breaking it down for a long time. You know, I know there are probably billions and billions of people who've not ever seen me before and have maybe seen me for the first time and are saying, well, I've never seen you before and I've not seen any of that stuff. Yeah, I'm sure. But at the same time, I'm just saying, like, I've been doing this for years on other social media platforms and detailing what it takes, you know, and now I'm here in YouTube land doing the same thing. So I will continue doing it here because I've pretty much logged off from all other social media platforms for the most part. And I'll do it here for now. And I enjoy doing it because I can always look back many years from now and pay attention to this public journal. And, it's not just for others, it's primarily for myself to begin with. So I can learn from myself, really, what I need to continue to improve on. And it's a lifelong learning experience. So, with that being said, again, as I always say, I value your time. I appreciate your energy. And to the next time, I will catch you soon for another adventure. Let's get it.